Ahoy! Welcome aboard. Over the last few months, I've been getting settled in living on Grand Bahama. The new med school where I teach is up and running, and I got a nice place on a canal with access to the ocean. During the break between semesters, I took dog years to a small chain of islands about 70 miles southeast of Grand Bahama called the Berries. I hope to do future trips like this where I visit other islands in the Bahamas. I can only hope they're as beautiful as the Berries. Alright, here we go, we're off the Berry Islands. The canal, which leads from my dock to the ocean at Xanadu Beach, is about a mile long, and during this stretch it's usually a battle of wills with Mr. Wilson to get his life jacket on. If the conditions aren't too bad, I let him stay with me tethered in the cockpit. But when it starts getting rough, he reluctantly goes into the cabin. I occasionally get comments from people asking why I'm using the engine when there's a fair amount of wind. While I try to use the sails whenever I can, in this case the wind was coming directly from where I wanted to go. If I tried to tack my way to the Berries, it would end up taking more than a day, well beyond the safe weather window. So, when I've got 60 or 70 miles of open ocean to cross, and the wind isn't cooperating, I just fire up the old Iron Jenny and let the adventure begin.
Choppy out here this morning. Supposed to calm down a little bit more this afternoon. Like a pretty nice day overall. About 2-foot seas. Unfortunately driving right into the wind, so I'm gonna have to motor for a while. I'll be mostly in motor today. Got a reservation slip tonight. Great Harbor Cay marina. So I'll be there around 6 o'clock. That's the goal. Right now, just plowing through some waves.
Although it got a little bit rowdy, it never got as rough as the crossing from Florida to Bimini. Along the way, I got passed by several large fishing boats and cabin cruisers to make the crossing in just a few hours. But after 4.5 hours, I was still just about a third of the way there.
A little bit rough this morning, but it's starting to calm down a little bit. Thinking I'm throwing a fishing line in the water, see if I can catch something. Got about 35 nautical miles. I got a little under 30 miles to go. It's pretty out here.
Around 4:20, I'd made it 2/3 of the way across, sent on a satellite communication showing my location. And it wasn't too long after that I spotted a cruise ship docked at Coco Cay.
Land up! Oh wait, that was the last video. So here I am about 10 miles out. I can actually see land right now. There's a lighthouse over there. It's kind of the northern tip of the Berries. I'll cruise just a couple miles south, headed for Great Harbor Cay marina. About 9.5 miles from the harbor entrance. But smooth sailing right now. Bumpy ride at the beginning, but right now it's going pretty good. Looking forward to getting in the marina, getting a shower, and a cold beer. Alright, I'll check in later.
Then I encountered one of the most enchanting wildlife sightings I've ever experienced.
log yours. Do you copy? I'm about just a couple of miles out right now.
Go ahead. Did you get my text?
I did. You said to call you in before I make the cut. Which cut are you talking about?
The cut is an artificial entrance that was excavated when Great Harbor Cay was being developed in the 60s as a private dock resort. Now, the formerly magnificent clubhouse is a concrete shell, but the marina still thrives as one of the best hurricane holes in the Bahamas. Around 7, I finally arrived at the marina after over 11 hours of cruising. Great Harbor Marina is a lively place that attracts a lot of Caribbean cruisers, a few of which I got to know pretty well. It also has an active fish chartering community, which keeps the local sharks happy. And if you want to have your boat engraved on a bottle,
Beautiful work.
the local artist Leonard is your man. The marina is located about a mile from the main village, where small ships bring in supplies a couple times a week. It's also close to the airstrip, where small planes arrive every few hours. Although the local population is only around 500 people or so, there are several good places to eat, and I sampled every one, at least twice. One of my favorite spots was the Beach Club, which is just footsteps away from one of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen in my life. I did a lot of exploring on the island with my bike and caught a dinghy ride with a few cruisers I met out to snorkel a DC-3 plane wreck. A few days later, I actually discovered the propeller that had been salvaged from the crash. But my absolute favorite place on Great Harbor Cay was Sugar Beach Caves, called one of the prettiest places in the Bahamas. And I agree. Unfortunately, after 9 days in paradise, it was time to head home. I began the day motor sailing north towards Grand Bahama. Although the wind wasn't giving me much extra speed, it helped stabilize the boat and made it easier for the autopilot to steer. When I got to the northern tip of the Berries, I saw a few cruising couples I met at the marina turning east headed for Eleuthera Island and other destinations in the Bahamas. Hopefully, that's where I'll be headed on my next adventure.
Left Great Harbor Cay this morning, about 22 miles behind me. Pretty day out here. Several big ships around me right now.
The trip back from Grand Bahama was by far the most pleasant crossing I've done yet. I was able to let the squeaky autopilot steer and sit back and enjoy the view. No one was more happy about the smooth sailing than Mr. Wilson. He got to lounge around the cockpit for the entire trip back. It's not easy being the half-mate, but he does a pretty good job. The pleasant conditions continued, and the wind slowly shifted to a more favorable direction for sailing. Then at long last, I was able to kill the engine and sail back to Grand Bahama with wind power alone. It was a beautiful sunset as I approached the island. Perfect ending to a magical journey. Thanks for coming along, and I hope you can tune in for the next adventure. If you would you'd like to see extended footage of my sailing to Grand Bahama, check out my video called Sunset Sailing on my YouTube channel.